Hi everyone, I'm Barbie Wong, and I want to talk to you about resistance. There are so many things that could cause a child to resist practicing their instruments, and I'm sure that you have probably felt a lot of that. I think it's very normal, first of all. Pretty much everyone who I've talked to has said, yes, my child has resisted practicing their instrument at some point in time. And even famous musicians, people who've gone on to become incredible musicians like Joshua Bell, even Elton John, like they talked about how they resisted practicing their instruments when they were young. Alicia Keys is somebody else. So first of all, just know that it's something that's very common. And I've even heard some people say, if your child doesn't resist practicing, then something might be wrong. So first of all, you're in good company. And I know it can be so frustrating, but I have some ideas on how to really look at this idea of resistance and to do things that can really help. So I'm going to offer 5 things that you can do when your child is resisting practicing their instruments. The first thing to do is in that moment that your child is resisting, they might be saying, I don't want to practice, this is terrible, or whatever it is. First thing to do is check in with yourself. Do you need to take a few breaths? How are you feeling? Because I know that when I've been in that situation and I have been triggered or, got really upset, that doesn't help anybody. So check in with yourself. Do you need to take a break? Do you need to say, okay, you don't want to practice and I need to leave for the next 2 minutes while I calm down? Make sure that that's how you are able to deal with the situation. Because if you go in it really amped up and really upset, then you can't, first of all, do the rest of the steps really well. And then it's not good for anybody. So check in with yourself. Make sure that you are feeling calm and able to be there for your child. So that's step 1. The second thing is then to listen to your child. What is going on with your child? Does your child have a specific thing that's happening? Maybe they're incredibly tired. They feel overwhelmed. Maybe the practicing is so frustrating because they don't understand how to practice. So really, investigate and listen to what your child is saying. And sometimes you have to then, kind of go and read between the lines. Maybe your child is really tired, but can't really say it. So know that, the second step is to listen and that can really help you get a lot more information. The third step is then to empathize. So, even though it might be ludicrous in your mind that your child, again, is resisting and saying, I don't want to do it, it's okay to say, I hear that you don't want to practice right now. So sometimes children just need to feel heard. They need to feel like, okay, my parent understands where I'm coming from. Doesn't mean you give in and just let your child do whatever they want, but it's really nice to then say, okay, I know where you're coming from. So that's step 3 is to empathize. Step 4 is the reality check. So step 4 means that after you empathize, after you say, yes, I know those practice instructions are completely confusing, or your teacher gave you too many things to do that you said, you can't do in one day because you have 2 other things going on today. And it's still time for you to practice your instrument. So let's look at how much time we have, and you still have 30 minutes where you can do some practicing, or whatever the reality is of that moment. Yes, I know you want to go play with your friends, and when you do your practicing and get it done, then you can go and play with your friends. So that's step 4, the reality check. And then, hopefully with that reality check, then the practicing happens. And if it doesn't, then it's really important to take the next step, which is step 5, and that is to evaluate the big picture. What's happening in the big picture of your child's music making? So not just daily practice. Well, first of all, daily practice is important. So if your child isn't practicing daily, it's going to be so much harder to get them to practice. So making sure that that is established is really fundamental to really, getting away from resistance, making sure that practicing happens. But then the big picture is your child listening to a lot of music? Does your child get to see people who are making music on their instrument? Because if your child is not in an environment that's full of music, it's going to feel like this strange activity that they have to do by themselves every day and that they hate. So if you give them, visual ways to, first of all, to see videos, to watch live performances, to engage with other people, make music with other people, so that they can see that this is actually a great thing. Music is an incredible thing to participate in. They can see people having fun, and then they can realize, oh yeah, this is something that's really fun. If you are listening to music and you are enjoying the music, they can see that. They can see, oh yeah, my parent is really enjoying this song. So really evaluate what's happening in terms of your child's musical engagement in general. And if there's a lot lacking, if it's what I call a musical desert, then it's really time to infuse a lot of music into your child's environment. So I hope that really helps. I'll just review the steps again. Check in with yourself. Number 1, making sure you're calm and collected. Number 2 is to listen to your child, figure out what's going on with them. Number 3 is to empathize, to reflect back to them what you hear is happening with them. Number 4 is the reality check to make sure that, okay, given all that, we're still going to practice. And number 5 is to look at the big picture. So I hope that really helps. If you have any questions or comments or any ideas, how do you deal with resistance, please share them in the comments below. I hope that you will also share this video with somebody who may use the ideas and the help, and that you will subscribe, and follow all of these videos that I have. I have other videos also here, so please check them out. And thank you so much for listening, for being here, and for your support. And I hope that you live from the heart and play with joy.